Hi and welcome to Spiritual Link, the podcast, a podcast about how developing spiritual well-being can help you in your daily life and how that can enhance your confidence in who you are and what you are. The podcast is hosted by Ines and Tor. Ines is a development medium with over 30 years of experience in the field, and Tor has been her apprentice since 2013. In this episode, we are going to talk about the color band and chakra indigo. You can support us by sharing the episode on your social media channels, subscribing to our podcast, and leaving a review. Remember, you can always find us on @SpiritualLinkCo on Instagram. Hi Ines, it's another Friday. How are you?
Hello, Thor. I am well, thank you. And absolutely another Friday it is. Yes, yes. And we're heading into autumn, which is a lovely time of year as well.
We are heading into autumn. How quickly has this gone?
Yes, yes, it has, hasn't it? Everything is gone. I know some of my friends are now counting the weeks to Christmas.
I'm trying not to laugh. That just seems ridiculous that Christmas is
I
so
know, I
right,
know.
right?
Oh, it is. But what's really got my attention is the feedbacks and some of the comments that you and I both have had about the chakrams. And I would have thought that there's so much information about chakrams that ours would be just a little bit another chakram session, but it's not. There are many different aspects that individuals enjoyed hearing about. The listeners enjoyed hearing about, which made a little bit more sense.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I think, both of us on the same page. We want to make sense.
Yeah.
We want people to be able to challenge what we say because we say it clearly and precisely and not great big long words.
Yeah.
So that there is the ability to think it through and to see if it makes sense to yourself. So that was very, very interesting. And of course, this week we are on the chakram of indigo, which is the sixth indigo, which is also referred to as the intuitive. So as we're heading up, of course, the major chakrams. But before we go into the sixth and the seventh chakram, what I wanted to say, though, today I feel I wanted to introduce another element. And the element today is the guiding force. This force actually is represented and accepted in many, many different ways throughout the world. And what I'm asking is to take a leap of faith with us and accept the fact of a presence. This presence, either through an inner feeling, inner seeing within your mind, will be encouraged to come close during the meditations that we are going to lead. And by opening the chakrams, we are already on that page of that type of visualization meditation to come close to a guiding force, as I said, which is represented and accepted in many different ways throughout the world. But by coming close to that form of force, a feeling of peace comes from communication, a feeling that there is more. And so we are talking about the bridge we are building through our visualization between the physical mind and that of spirit. The foundations of that bridge have to be laid very carefully in order for it not to collapse when situations within our life are sometimes overbearing or unbearable. So that bridge must be strong. So brick by brick is built and not one in the middle. That's why we are concentrating on not only the chakrams, the color belts, but possibly the small detail we give of it, give of the chakrams and the colors, all you need. It doesn't have to be an overbearing amount of information, but we are building your bridge between meditation and the element of that guiding force brick by brick. So we open the power and communication within ourselves by opening the chakrams because we want to. that is where the communication takes place. It's a want, it's a need within ourselves. It is an acceptance because we want to, and because we are reaching out. When we do reach out, this then opens the shadows of our mind, the frame of our mind. Our mood perhaps is lifted to become more positive about our future, and definitely the confidence in ourselves and who we are, which we mention every single time. So by opening the sixth chakra, by understanding the color of indigo, which is very much an intuitive chakra, of course. It is the one sometimes you see in these sort of spiritual pictures, you see a light, indigo light coming from the center of the forehead. And that is exactly where it is. The location is the brow, slightly above your eyebrows and in the middle. And as I just said, it is the sixth sense which stems and can be developed from that chakra, which is the intuition, wisdom. Clear seeing means that you're able to discern for yourself what is right or wrong. So in the sixth sense is very physical. We're not talking about anything that is weird. We have it. It is a gut feeling that you have. It's, I think I know what's going to happen, or, ooh, deja vu. All of that is the sixth sense. And that is what is encouraged and strengthened like a muscle in your mind when we do the meditation through the visualization. The visualization helps to strengthen the color of indigo. And the organs that are related to this indigo lume are, of course, the eyes, the brain, sinuses, pineal gland. So they're all important, of course, but it's also very powerful, a powerful chakra. So this, let's say, this wonderful chakra, of course, what you can do when meditating, have a little bit of indigo paper around, or a bit of coloring that will stimulate your imagination. So when this indigo lume is in balance, we have insight into a feeling of logic. I'm not talking on a very physical level, logic about a business plan, logic about your physical life plan. It doesn't mean that there are variations to the theme, but you have a clear insight as to what the possibilities are. When the chakra is weak or damaged, we have a hard time to be creative. That's the creativity isn't just on decorating your room. The creativity is just adding a bit of flourish to your life. When everything is a little bit boring or dull, or even your workload is one and the same, this creativity cannot be there because it becomes over practical. That's when it's weak. Now, if there's too much of it, too bright, of course, we also get a sense of being confused. So much is going through, so much of the sixth sense is overpowering, overwhelming, that we're not actually able to literally to process that information. So every time, having said pros, cons, so on and so forth, every time we do a meditation, every time you follow our visualization, we are balancing and adjusting all of the chakras at the same time. Everything is the same. We're grounding ourselves. We're opening up. We're able to receive information to whatever level we feel we want to. So all of that is done within visualization. That is why we draw to that. Everything is in one. So that is with the indigo. As I said, it is obviously the most perceptive chakra. It is the center for literally the power of spirit. And we're talking about that communication as well. That wonderful indigo also uplifts our mind and makes us feel happy. Any form of malfunction, when you just have had too much to do, you just don't know where to turn to next. Imagine that wonderful color of indigo and bring that to mind. Feel it moving through the whole of your body. And you will, I can guarantee that it will bring a feeling of peace and calmness. Because of course the indigo, what is that? It's the blue and the red coming together. It can also, strange enough, even though it's between your brows, upper brows, it can also help the lungs. But it is a very uplifting color, and is also part of the mind opening for any form of development, spiritual development that a person might be interested in. So that is the indigo. If you are, let us say, an indigo subject, which we mentioned before, it is very much difficulties with a chest, sort of a sleazy type of a cough, phlegm type of situation. And when I say mind malfunction, meaning that you can go from nice and peaceful to being totally overactive, as I mentioned right at the beginning, if it is out of control. So at the beginning of our discussion on colors, we did say that every day, just through life, not through any fault of ours or necessarily the world, because we go over the bumps of life, our chakrams our colors need a little bit of balancing. So a meditation at the end of the day, beginning of the day, will help that alignment to take place. It's self-help. It's like cleaning your ears so that you don't have a buildup of wax, or brushing your teeth so you don't get tooth decay. It is literally as simple as that. Now then, with regards, as I just mentioned, of course, meditation is to bring that color up. You're concentrating. Let us assume you've now concentrated on the red, leaving the door only a tiny, tiny bit open, seeing that color illuminating the wonderful red, the cherry red, and then you move up to the orange, brightening it, seeing the positivity, move up and up and up. And now we are at the indigo, of course. Bring that forward. And then if your mind is upset, anything's upset. Then just imagine as if a river has broken its banks after a heavy flood. You see all of the silt moving out. And in its place is this wonderful, wonderful color. And perhaps you see lovely green sprouts of vegetation going through it. Take that into yourself and get that feeling. We're not talking about a method that will take, oh yes, after 3 months, you might feel better. I'm talking about an instant fix. And that instant fix can happen because you have taken the time, you want to, and you're allowing it to happen. And by allowing that, your mind is already halfway there. Also, follow your hunch, follow your instinct, follow that sixth sense, which is what it is. If you think you have a problem or some thought, follow it up, see what it is. If you feel you're going the wrong direction in any sort of physical area, trust yourself. See what happens. Take note of what you are feeling, because that is a natural byproduct of any form of meditation that you might have done, say, at the beginning of the day for 10 minutes. It's the same as the lovely advert that you see on this exercise bikes. You see someone asleep, and this very gorgeous young woman gets up and does her amazing sort of challenge on this bike. I don't know how long she takes, which is irrelevant, but all you need to take, when the alarm goes off, take that 10 minutes and just thank the heavens for what you've got, and then open the chakrams systematically. Remember, always remember, red, only teeny weeny bit, the others open them up. And when you get that peace and you're surrounded by that white light, you do not have to do anything else because you're on a time limit. Then gently close them again. And then throughout the day, whatever you need, you will be given anyway. The chakrams will automatically open. But I'll go into those just a little bit more at a future time so that we don't overload all the things that we are learning about. So that is the indigo loom, intuitive, important. That's when the traders sit at the board, on top, and they think, God, what's going to happen? It's a sixth sense that comes forward, and that is stimulated through concentration. Meditation is concentration because we are doing the visualization. You have to concentrate on the little path. Okay, Thor, I know you do the meditations twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
And you also use your amazing collection of crystals as well, which is yet another topic. So do you find when you meditate that you can sometimes feel, because you're always balancing, it may not be such an enormous situation, but do you sometimes feel that there's a color or an area at least, that might need a little bit of TLC or brightening or calm down type of thing?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. And I often feel sometimes when I really should be speaking my mind and I'm holding back, I can very often feel it in my throat chakra, that it sort of
Yes.
just feels a bit blocked and it needs a bit of balancing because it's like something I really on my mind, or I feel like I really need to say, but I'm just going like, I'm not saying it or something like that. And then I can definitely feel that space. And yeah, often like my tummy area, because I suffer with like IBS and stomach issues, I can often feel like that's sort of slightly out of whack. So that needs a bit of rebalancing quite
Good.
often. Yeah.
Good.
So yeah, no, even though I still do it twice a day, every day, and
Yeah, it's
have
good.
countless crystals, it's like you
Yes.
said though, right? The moment you step out of your door and the
Yeah.
bumps of lives happen,
Yeah.
still have to do that rebalancing.
Yeah. Absolutely. You can't help it. I mean, it just takes somebody to not deliberately ram into you and they just walk on. Thank you. It just takes a little something like that to get the ball rolling. There's another day. That's good.
And
But what we're doing, especially with meditations, they are highly recommended by the medical profession. Any form of relaxation, it is the knowledge with medication and so on is enormous. But then the self-help is ourselves.
yeah.
If you have to lose weight, that can also be it's difficult. I love food too, but it's very difficult to go on a diet. Even if you get a diet plan, can be boring. The meditation, when you move into your mind, you can say, I am going to lose weight. You are putting your mind in control, not your stomach. That is the big difference. And that is what meditation does. Understanding the chakrams, understanding the colors. You are putting yourself back into control of your life.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I mean, again, with the relaxation and the stabilizing, like after a long day at work, right? Because I still have a corporate job and that can be very stressful and very busy. And my mind is like, at the end of it, my mind is all over the place. And I can definitely feel before I go to bed, it's just such a great way to just flush out all of that stress, which is like built in. And then I get a really good night's sleep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, your mind is at peace. So next week, the next time, we will go on to the color of violet. That is the crown. That is then the entree of what we were talking about, the other element, which of course is the guiding force. And I just want to repeat that this force is represented and accepted in many different ways throughout the world. So as you see it, and you need to see it, fine. That's fine. There is never just one way. But to know that there is something else, there's more than just this life, it makes an awful lot of difference through our own inner feelings. So if you don't mind, well, it is sort of a spiritual link anyway, but take that leap of faith and try to connect with whatever feelings in the future that we manage to bring forward or try to get you to see or feel.
Yeah. Do you have a positive message for the week that people can hold on to?
The positive message is taking the time and the interest to link in. And my positive message is, as I said, it will help. It is an instant help. And even if never doubt yourself, don't think, oh, I don't know how to do this. This is the first time I've done this, and maybe you can't get the podcasts back or something. Relax, breathe in, open those chakras, see the white light, which is again is the universal light for every human being, everybody, and then gently close them again. And just try that, and it will be immediate.
Yeah. And take that leap of faith.
Absolutely, yeah, for yourself too, that you are not way out with what you're trying to achieve.
Thank you so much, Ines, for another Friday. That was amazing. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for listening to this episode about the color band and chakra indigo. If you have any questions, comments, or wants us to explore a topic even further, please reach out on our Instagram account @spirituallinkco.